Welcome to the Vermilion Podcast, a free audio library of business strategies, creative inspiration, and industry knowledge for actors, filmmakers, writers, and anyone looking to activate their creative potential. I'm Misha Calvert, a writer-director who helps artists build the careers that they dream of. I really hope that this podcast inspires you in some way. Thanks for tuning in.
It's important to have confidence because I do see in my years and years of coaching that confidence is the biggest hurdle to career progress. Not believing that your dreams are possible because of a lack of confidence is the thing that is most likely to prevent you from reaching your dreams. It's not the outer world. It's not the size of your dreams or the unreachability, quote unquote. It's, do you feel like they're possible for you? Evidence is really important for confidence because your brain needs it. Your brain wants to see it. Like Judge Judy, your brain needs evidence. Well, why should we feel confident? Oh, because I actually have done A, B, C, D, E, F, G. How do I know? Because it's literally right here in front of me. The playbill from that performance, the finished script in my hand, the check that is in my bank account. Oh, yeah. Oh, I did that. I did those things. Yeah, got it. And your brain's like, oh, I see the receipts now. Okay, well, I guess our value is significantly higher now. There is nothing wrong with evidence and your brain needing it in order to believe in you. Start building that evidence. Start taking the action steps to actually physically, in real time, have proof that your self-worth is valid and merited. Do you have footage? Do you have a reel? Do you have credits? If the answer isn't yes to all three of those, then you need to take unpaid work. Don't kid yourself in this market and in this climate and in the, kind of slow collapse of traditional Hollywood. I don't think we can afford to turn down pro bono work if it's a good project that actually moves us forward in our career. Have you heard the phrase that an audition begins when you walk in the room? Well, if you are wanting to book blockbusters, the audition actually begins now. It begins when you decide to become the kind of artist that really takes responsibility for the entire process and can hold other people as a leader. This is going to increase your confidence, and this is going to make you have a bigger gravitational pull on camera because blockbusters require a lot of confidence, even if you're a smaller part, and they also require you to really hold more people, to hold more responsibility, more power. Most people want those bigger budget roles. And if you're not already there, you're probably not going to get there by doing more of what you're already doing and just drilling down more and more and more. You're going to need to do new things and to do them potentially in a different way than you have been. Ask yourself, do you want to be an actor or do you want to be a star? And some people are going to say actor, some people are going to say star, some people are going to say both. So everyone's different, but actors are tasked with being believable under imaginary circumstances. So that is the role of an actor. Movie stars are tasked with being believable under imaginary circumstances, carrying a film on screen, leadership on set and in public, and life in the public eye. So it's a very different set of job responsibilities for being a movie star versus just being an actor. This is a mistake that I see people making where they'll come in for a couple of lines and they'll really eat up the scenery with it and try and make it just a different size of role than it really is. That doesn't mean don't have fun with it and don't be specific about it, but understand what purpose is this role serving in the bigger script. So this is how to be a star, and this is how to prepare to be a star. Don't get caught up in the pettiness. That is not star behavior. Be diplomatic, be graceful, see different sides of things, and above all, be visible. Be visible. Don't be afraid to be seen. Stars gotta shine. If you want a shortcut to star energy in one of your auditions, think of a moment or a time in your life when you have been at your peak leadership or your peak confidence. And it could be like when you're, teaching a kindergarten class or a summer camp, or, maybe your whole family really looks up to you, or I don't know. Bring that into your body and bring the memory in and embody that, and remember what it was like to have everyone looking up to you and looking to you for guidance. That is going to be the energy that you should start your audition with. Acting is the new celebrity. It's the new doctor, lawyer. Like, everyone wants to be a performer now. So because there's more supply than demand, I don't think you should give them any reason to turn you down. I think you're not entitled to a career as an actor. So for God's sake, get off book, because the competition is too stiff to not be off book.
You know where it fits into your total strategy, because most people should be self-submitting, even if you have an agent or manager. I'm going to explain why. Self-submitting is not demeaning. Self-submitting is marketing. You could self-submit without even wanting the role, because you just want to get your name out there. It's the equivalent of saying, "Hi, hello, I exist," and showing them your picture. It's basically like handing out business cards. Is it tedious? Yeah, but we have a plan for that. I just want you to be introducing yourself and handing out business cards via self-submissions to casting directors, and producers, and I want you to do it 5 days a week. Take the emotion out of it. Take the ego out of it as well. Like, stop thinking of it as either the only way that you're going to get work or something that only desperate actors do who can't get work. It's neither. It's just marketing. And sometimes it'll lead to an audition, and sometimes it'll lead to a booking. But that's not why we do it. We do it to get the word out there. Think of it as handing out business cards. As a result, the faster and more effective you can get at it, the better. Communication is so important when it comes to auditions. When you're in contention for a project, or something comes up, or you're asked to audition for something, you have to be in communication. Because it could mean the difference between the job or not. So I have this rule that I really like, which is if something comes into my email, I like to touch it once. And that means that as soon as I see it, I reply. And that does create a little more pressure on you. Like, it can feel kind of intense. So that's okay, because you are going to be getting stuff done at a much faster rate. And that way you don't have to spend energy and time to think about the email again. You just reply immediately. And I'll do this even if it's from somebody kind of important and they've just emailed me like 5 minutes ago. No, chill. I will just reply as soon as I see it. So I don't care if they think I'm like at my computer, staring at my inbox. I probably am. So busy people and I find successful people, they either respond incredibly fast or they will not respond at all. That's my experience. So respond to your emails. Another do of auditions is that you really need to be positive. You need to be positive and eager about the role. You want to read the room and like read the context of the audition. And if it seems like, if it's months in advance and they're really like, it's a big budget thing, like, sure, do the whole studio setup with the great sound and the great camera and the, someone who's a reader that you really vibe with. But if it's a tight turnaround, maybe that stuff doesn't matter. And maybe they're just trying to see you as quickly as possible. And the deciding factor is actually time, your energy and time. And those are the two things that are going to give you the job or not. If I'm giving you a lot of pages for an audition and you don't have time to memorize it,
I don't need you to worry about being word perfect, and I would rather you not use a teleprompter. Like, it's not about being word perfect. It's about actually memorizing what's happening in the scene and memorizing the beats of the scene.
I just think whether you're repped or not, whether you're doing indie films, no matter where you are, you can't afford to not be self-submitting at this time. Take the ego out of it. It's just a way to get your name out and to show people that you exist and to also have a chance to show them your work.
A don't is to follow up to make sure that you're still in contention, or to see if it's a yes or a no. I didn't hear back. I'm assuming that's a no. Please don't write that email. They're very busy. You will absolutely know if it's a yes. You will know. They will tell you. They will find you. They will hunt you down if it's a yes. And if it's a no, you're probably not going to hear back, unfortunately. They're very busy. They're like tearing their hair out, putting out fires, losing their mind. So it's nothing personal. It's just that most of the time they don't have time to tell you if you did not get the part. Now, you can ask for feedback on the tape, and sometimes they'll give it to you, but I think it really is best if you have a rep to let the rep do that pushing and not yourself, because it can come off a little, just a little much from an actor.
Negativity and rejection can feel so hard and so impenetrable and heavy and like forever. And yet they are critical to your success. So some stories that I've heard frequently: casting directors just don't respond to me. I'm not good looking enough to be an actor. I don't have the look. Working in film is so hard. It's impossible to break through unless you're born into a Hollywood family. It's impossible to work as a woman in film. The odds are stacked against you. Or artists can't make money. You have to choose either art or money. So these are all stories that I've heard from people, most of them from multiple people, and they're not very helpful. I refuse to take that information in, and instead I'm going to operate on my own body's timeline. And so the invitation is for your story to be stronger than the stories of the other people who are with you. For you to be the strongest radio signal in the room, that is leadership, and that is strength, and that is power. The first thing that you need to do to avoid bad acting on camera is to act less on camera. The camera, it doesn't really like acting, actually, because it's a microscope and a magnifying glass, and it sees acting, and it sees that acting is fake. So the best thing that you can do is just allow yourself to exist. First and foremost, allow yourself to exist on camera, and like really allow, like without judgment, without shame. Just allow yourself to be seen and be witnessed by the camera. Number 2 way to avoid bad acting on camera is to remember that you're in an environment. Now, that environment is very likely generated by your imagination, but if you're just locked in, like dialed in, staring at your reader the whole time, that is bad. Makes you look like an amateur. Focusing on changing them is going to help you take the focus off of yourself. Because when we're just having a regular conversation, most of us are not like, oh, thinking about myself and, oh, was that stupid? Oh, how I need to like really tell them, how was your day? Like really nail that line. Like, no, that's not realistic. We're usually focused on the other person and like reading their body language. You know, we have in mind what we want. So, you know, you got to mirror real life. And in real life, we're far more focused on the person we're talking to and on getting what we want than we are worrying about ourselves. So the added bonus of that is that it takes the self-consciousness off of yourself, and it gives you a purpose in the room to be able to focus on somebody else, thus mimicking real life. Please never, never, ever record yourself saying the lines as the reader and then play it back to yourself so you're talking to yourself in the audition tape. It is so weird.
All right, one last don't on auditions. Don't apologize. Don't apologize for your work. even if you flub a line or you're late to the walking in, or you're sweaty, we know. We can see. It's okay. Apologizing takes up energy. It takes up their time. It burns their emotional energy, and then they have to caretake you. They have to make you feel like it's okay because you're feeling bad, and you don't want to make them give any more energy than they already are expending, because they're already probably exhausted. And if they're a casting director, they're probably seeing 100 actors in a day. If they're a director, they've probably got 100 things on their mind at any one time. So be confident, be proud. Don't apologize. No matter what happens, I mean, I guess if you stumble and fall into the lap of the director and hit them with your elbow, sure. But we're not talking about that.
The Vermilion Podcast is sponsored by Vermilion, a home for artists. We offer classes, coaching, and community for creatives and innovators in the arts. If you're ready to find your voice and build the life of your dreams, we're here to support you every step of the way. Check out clubvermilion.com and schedule a free call today.